half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. Problem is, I don't know which half. And that's a famous quote from a guy called John Wanamaker, and it sums up a lot of small businesses' efforts into marketing and growing their business. This video is all about testing and measuring, and whether that's in the marketing, the sales, the growth of your business or your personal life, you need to test what you're doing to actually know if it's working or not. Every week for the last 6 years, I have been weighing in at the same time on Saturday morning on a pair of electric scales that tell me my weight, my body fat percentage, my muscle mass, my water percentage, and lots of different data that I look at to see what impact what I eat and what I'm doing is having on my body. And you can obviously know that when I go away on holiday and I eat too many pancakes in America, my weight shoots up. But recently I was looking at the data, actually this past weekend, to see what effect my current diet and current exercise regime was having on my muscle mass. And there was a worrying trend that over this portion of the first part of this year, I was losing muscle mass. So knowing that data, I can take corrective action. I can do something about it. What happens to most people is they don't know what's happening to their stats on their numbers, so they don't know whether to do something about it. It's called the 2-pound creep, or the half-stone creep. Every year you put on a little bit of weight until all of a sudden your clothes don't fit. If you were tracking your data more regularly, you'd know where the trend was going and you would be able to do something about it. So I immediately took action. I did a huge amount of exercise for my legs and my body. Could hardly walk the next day, but it was all about building muscle mass again. So because I know the trends and my data, I can take corrective action. So for your business, what you need to be able to do is to see where's your turnover going, where's your profitability going, how many customers are coming, where's your marketing going. If you know where these numbers are going, then you can take corrective action to make sure your business stays on track. We were running a pop-up business school recently, and we met this guy who had run a Kickstarter campaign to sell his product. He'd listened to what we said and he was trying to sell it before he had created it, which is fantastic. But he told us Kickstarter didn't work. Now obviously the first thing I want to do is dig into the numbers. So I checked Kickstarter, I had a look at their analytics, and we could see that roughly about 1,500 people had visited his Kickstarter campaign, and that had converted around about, I think it was 6% of people to a sale, but he hadn't reached his target at the other end. So the simple thing, by looking at the stats and numbers, we were able to identify that he wasn't getting enough people to the page. He needed to quadruple or more the number of people to the page that he would then convert through to sales. And there was many different ways he could do that. So if you were to look at the stats and numbers, you'd be able to see what was happening. For our business, we look at how many tweets do we send? And how much does this lead people to our website? And then on the website we're looking at unique visitors, and that's a really interesting stat for you to monitor for your business. If you've got X number of unique visitors to your website, how many sales are you making from that, and what's your conversion rate? I'm going to give you a quick list of different things that you can track for your business to help you know, is your marketing working, are you having an impact with your customers, and to help you sell more. So the first one, have a look at a website called clout.com. That gives you a number that assesses your social impact or social influence, and that will enable you to see if the work you're doing on Twitter and Facebook and different services is actually increasing your influence or not. So that's a good starting point. Second is website unique visitors. Now Weebly gives that to you, so track how many unique visitors are you getting to your site each week, and are they converting to sales, leads or communication. If you want more data on your website, one of the best places to go is Google Analytics. Weebly has a free video that shows you how to link that up to your website to get those stats. So there's stats on Weebly, or for a deeper look, use Google Analytics. If you're using Eventbrite to sell event tickets, they've got some great stats to show you where your traffic's come from and how many people are converting. There are so many different numbers you can track for your business. What you need to do is decide, what am I going to track? What am I going to measure? And as with everything you do, if you're starting a new campaign, you need to test and measure. If you spend 5 hours on Twitter, what's the impact? If you go out and hand out flyers for 2 days, how many business leads do you get back in? And then you know, for every 2 days flyering, I get 5 leads. I just need to do 10 days to get the business I need. And if you can work those numbers out, it will help you to stay motivated, know what you're doing, and get the best use out of your time in your business.